Howard was one of my favorite athletes. When I think of basketball in the 2000s and 2010s, especially 2010s, his presence looms large. His smile, his energy, his sheer dominance on the court. He wasn't just a player who put up numbers, he was a force of nature, redefining defense and rim protection for a generation. His story stretches far beyond dunks and blocks. It's about resilience, reinvention, and ultimately legacy. This is a long tribute to Dwight Howard, a Hall of Fame career spanning from high school dominance to NBA stardom, international success, and his lasting impact on basketball. Before the bright lights of the NBA, Dwight Howard was already phenomenal. At Southwest Atlanta Christian Academy, he wasn't just a player, he was a towering 6'10 prodigy with agility, coordination, and a motor unlike anything scouts had seen in years. In his senior year, Dwight averaged an unbelievable 25 points, 18 rebounds, 8 blocks, and 3.5 assists per game, leading his school to a state championship. Awards followed: Naismith Prep Player of the Year, Gatorade National Player of the Year, and McDonald's All-American MVP. Dwight was deservingly seen as the number one high school recruit in the class of 2000, 2004, and while others in his class debated college, Dwight had bigger ambitions. He declared for the 2004 NBA draft, boldly stating his goal to bring a championship to Orlando and use basketball to spread his faith and positivity. The Orlando Magic selected Dwight Howard with the first overall pick in 2004, making him the first high school big man drafted number one since Kwame Brown. Expectations were sky high. As a rookie, Dwight made an instant impact, especially considering Kwame was a bust. He averaged a double-double, became the first player directly out of high school to start all 82 games and was named to the All-Rookie First Team. But this was just the beginning. By his third season, in 07, Dwight had gained a massive amount of muscle, and he was already a 20 and 10 monster, making the All-Star team. And the Magic were still building around him, but it was clear this wasn't just another good big man. Dwight Howard was on his path to stardom. 2008, this was Dwight's golden right. He wasn't just a star. He was a dominant big man in the league, and by 08, if not 07, but by 08 for sure, he was the best big man in the league. And he was the best center in the league, and it wasn't even fucking close. The 2008 dunk contest, Dwight captured the world's imagination, doing the Superman cape, soaring to the rim, and giving fans one of the most iconic dunk contest moments ever. Dwight became the youngest player ever to win Defensive Player of the Year. He led the league in rebounds and blocks, and most importantly, led Orlando to the NBA Finals. Along the way, the Magic upset the defending champion Celtics and LeBron's Cavaliers. They lost to Kobe's Lakers in the finals. Dwight's status as a superstar was undeniable. In 2010, another DPOY, another All-NBA first team. Dwight was anchoring the Magic as the best defensive presence in basketball and the best defender in the league, undeniably, in those 3 years from 2009 to 2011. In this window, he was unstoppable. 3 consecutive DPOYs, like I already mentioned, 5 All-NBA first teams, and perennial MVP consideration, including his runner-up MVP finish in 2011 to Derrick Rose, finishing ahead of LeBron, by the way. At his peak, Dwight Howard was putting up 22, 14, and 2 blocks. That's what Dwight was doing while leading the league in defensive rating year after year. So he was a 22 and 14 guy while being the best defender in the league, which back in the late 2000s, early 2010s was something else. But as a young player, pressure mounted, and Orlando couldn't quite get over the hump, especially in the weaker Eastern Conference, and frustration brewed. Trade rumors swirled, injuries began to nag him, particularly his back. Eventually, Dwight asked for a trade. The once beloved Superman of Orlando had become a polarizing figure, not because of his play, but because of the constant spotlight and scrutiny. What T-Mac and Vince were to the 2000s was what Dwight was supposed to be to the 2010s. Except he didn't really last long that decade, unfortunately. I mean, we're talking about a guy who got traded in 2012 to us, which Lakers, as y'all know, I'm a Laker fan, joining Kobe, Nash, and Powell, and what many thought would be a super team destined for a championship. Spoiler alert, failed, dumb super team. On paper, Dwight was still dominant. He averaged double-double, led the league in rebounds, and made the All-Star team. Ahead of Kevin Love, by the way, leading the league in rebounds in 2013. But back surgery limited his explosiveness and tensions with Kobe about effort and mentality and being soft and work ethic, etc. created friction. The 2013 Lakers never lived up to the hype, and after one season, Dwight left in free agency. the Kobe and Dwight beef shit just wasn't gonna work, especially for a young 27-year-old player choosing the Houston Rockets. The decision cemented his reputation as a controversial figure. Critics said he wasn't serious enough, that he couldn't handle pressure, but Dwight was determined to keep his career alive. And Dwight was still probably the best center in the league in 2013 and 2014. In Houston, Dwight teamed up with James Harden. The first year brought success. Sorry. The second year brought success. The Western Conference Finals was run in 2015 after the disappointing 2014 year, where Dwight was excellent against the Clippers and Warriors, but injuries again derailed his consistency. And as always, the Rockets had to move on. This was in 2016 when Dwight began another phase of his career, a hometown stint with the Hawks, followed by shorter stints with Charlotte and Washington, and it was becoming very abundantly clear by 2016-2017 that Dwight's career was on the downfall. His numbers still remain solid, often double-double, basically what DeAndre Ayton is today, but he was no longer the centerpiece of the team. Far from it, actually. He was now a veteran fighting for relevance in the league, shifting away from traditional centers. Dwight's career could have ended quietly. Instead, he staged one of the most remarkable comebacks in NBA history. Finally, in 2019, he joined the Lakers, this time accepting a role-player role. No longer the superstar, Dwight decided to take things serious. He focused on defense, energy, and rebounding, and it worked. And it worked for sure. We're talking about a man in Dwight who was pivotal in our Lakers championship run, and his physicality against Joker in the Western Conference Finals set the tone for the first time, and the first and only time in Dwight's career. He was an NBA champion, and deservingly so. A very big piece, a very pivotal piece at the age of 34 in our Lakers title run. The perfect redemption arc from the bright young star who's supposed to deliver titles to the veteran who finally helped secure one. After that disappointing 2009 finals. After the 2020 title, Dwight continued to bounce around Philadelphia, then back to us in 2020, then overseas in Taiwan, where we actually became a retirement home in 2021. Rondo, Marc Gasol, Russell Westbrook, Dwight, like I said, Melo, Trevor Ariza, etc. Yeah, we became known for being an older team. But yeah, back to Dwight. He became a cultural sensation, averaging absurd numbers and connecting with fans in an absurd way, especially in 2023 and even in early 2024. But while he may not have finished in the NBA with a farewell tour like he might have thought he deserved, even though I don't think Dwight was quite on that caliber, but still, his overseas stint shows something important. Dwight simply loves basketball. He wanted to keep playing, keep competing, keep entertaining. Even after his NBA days, Dwight's influence continues. He's been a mentor, global ambassador for the game, and a reminder that the big man isn't gone. It's just evolving. The traditional big guy. He's spoken openly about his growth, maturity, and how he's learned from past mistakes. He's still active doing community work and still keeps in phenomenal shape and remains a beloved figure internationally. Dwight is without a question a Hall of Famer and should have made the top 75 confirmed. We're talking about an 8-time All-Star, 5-time first-team All-NBA player, 3-time DPOI, the only player to win it three times in a row, by the way, 5-time rebounding champ, 2-time blocks leader, NBA champ in 2020. He should have been a member of the NBA 75th anniversary list, like I said, but I do think he deserved it, but he got snubbed for no reason. At his peak, Dwight was the most dominant big man of his generation. He was the defensive anchor of the 2008 USA team. He carried Orlando to the finals, and he shifted how the league valued athletic rim protectors. His legacy isn't just numbers; it's impact. The Dwight Howard era was a bridge between the Shaq era of dominant bigs and the modern stretch five era. He made defense cool. He made power fun. He made Superman real. Dwight played like a traditional 2000s big man, but still had that 2010s and 2020s big man mentality to it. After being labeled as soft, when he really wasn't that. Dwight Howard's career is often misunderstood, but when you zoom out, the picture becomes clear. He is one of the greatest centers in basketball history. His stories about brilliance, controversy, resilience, and redemption From a high school phenomenon in Atlanta to the face of the Orlando Magic to an NBA champion with the Lakers, and finally global ambassador, Dwight Howard's legacy will be forever remembered. Dwight, one of my favorite